In the scriptures, they teach to never compare, yourself with others, right? That's always a dangerous thing to do. And unfortunately, some of, our brothers and sisters here in America like to try to measure our community based on the folks' community. Well, case in point, our sister here has a really good point she want to make on that. I need to follow that.
The minute you start wanting me to compare some with some white people is the minute you lost me. Like when y'all be like, white women, white men, the white Americans, the white this, or if I'm talking about a particular topic and y'all bring up a white man or a white woman who did it when I'm talking about a black person at the time, I really don't I don't pay attention to what white people do. I want y'all to know that I'm black as fuck. I watch black shows. I deal with black things. Okay. Do I watch rich white girl reality shows sometimes? Possibly, yeah. But do I really give a fuck about what they doing in real life? No, I don't even follow them. If y'all stop giving a fuck about what white people do and stay home, we could get done with a lot of this shit faster. But y'all be so concerned about what white people do. What they doing?
When you hear me talking about the folks, I'm talking about in relation to what they're doing to us that harm us, if you pay attention to that. I don't say, oh, well, black people, they do better than us and this and that and the third. We need to be more like them. No. That is the last people I'm going to ever measure. Well, I'm not going to measure our people toward anybody. That's first and foremost. But definitely not them. Because when you really know the numbers, when you know the facts, when the rubber meets the road, when you know the mental health issue, you know everything that's going on with them, we actually in a better condition than they are. Way better condition. So that's number one. Number two is that if you think about it, if they would just go on in the sunset somewhere, leave us alone, don't bother us no more, I promise you none of the conversations that we have about them would even exist. It'll be gone. Because the only reason we talk about them is because of what they do to us or how they try to sabotage us or how they try to culture appropriate us or how they try to gentrify. Notice our conversation about them is always harm. Think about it. It's always harm. It's never nothing else. Yes, you're going to talk about someone that's trying to harm you. You know why we don't talk about Asians all the time? Because Asians aren't doing things like that. Yeah, you may be little incidents with Asians here and there, but for the most part, Asians don't do us anything like that. Notice we don't talk about Arabs like that, unless maybe some incidents of racism, but we don't do it as a constant conversation. The reason why we constantly have a conversation about them is they're the one in charge and they're the one is actively harming us even in 2025. Right? But comparing, yeah, I would never compare. Now, I have said that I would be a lot further as a businessman. I'll be a lot further if I was them. Why? Because they sabotage people like me. Yes. So you may say, well, that's not a comparison. That's a reality. Black people are held back no matter how much education you have, how smart you are, how you do great on your job. It don't matter. You're statistically held back. You're paid less for your work, not because you don't know what you're doing, but because of the color of your skin. Once again, harm. So when we talk about them in the area of harm. If they stop harming black people all the way around, then really there's nothing to talk about with them. And really, that's what I want. I want the day to come where we don't have to talk about them for no reason, shape, form. Like, be like the Asians and the other groups. You may have your little incidents here and there, but they're not systemically harming. And that's really what it is. So I know they get tired of us talking about them too. Well, stop harming us and we'll stop talking about you.